In a world where legacies never die, one goodbye has shaken Salem to its core. Thomas DiMERA, the youngest heir of a powerful dynasty, is saying farewell. And this time, it's not just another soap twist, it's real. Actor Kerry Christopher, who brought Thomas to life since 2019, has confirmed his exit from Days of Our Lives. After 6 unforgettable years, he's moving on to new horizons, leaving fans heartbroken, nostalgic, and curious about what comes next. But as we prepare to say goodbye, we have to ask, what does this really mean for the DiMERA family, for Chad, and for the very soul of Salem? Kerry Christopher's departure doesn't just close a chapter, it closes a generation of innocence in Salem. He joined Days of Our Lives when he was only 4 years old, barely tall enough to reach the studio lights, yet somehow already shining brighter than most. Over the years, viewers watched him transform from a shy child clutching his toy car in the DiMERA mansion to a boy wise beyond his years, a true reflection of his father's heart and his family's haunted legacy. Every scene with Thomas carried something quietly special. He wasn't a DiMERA of greed or revenge, he was the soul that reminded us what the family could have been if love ever triumphed over ambition. Now, that heartbeat is fading, and it hurts. Because this goodbye isn't just another recast or storyline exit, it's the loss of a living connection between actor and audience. Kerry's Facebook farewell made that clear. There was no scandal, no backstage drama, just a young artist answering destiny's call. He's heading to Amazon Prime in 2026, stepping into a new world, but leaving behind a legacy that can't be replaced. And the question echoes through every fan's heart: who will carry Thomas's light when he's gone? Behind the cameras, Kerry Christopher's final days at Days of Our Lives were a quiet storm of emotion. Crew members recall laughter between takes, Kerry still playing with props, still making everyone smile, even as the weight of goodbye hung in the air. He knew what was coming. So did Billy Flynn, the man who became not just his on-screen father, but his real-world mentor. When Kerry wrote that they shared a nice goodbye, fans could almost feel that moment, 2 actors, generations apart, standing in the same spotlight one last time. Their scenes together were never forced. They were raw, human, and heartbreakingly genuine, the kind that makes you forget you're watching fiction. In his farewell message, Kerry called Billy the best TV dad a kid could have. That single sentence said everything. Respect, gratitude, love. It wasn't about fame, it was about family, both on and off the set. Then came his parting words to the fans: "Thank you, Days fans. You all are the best." Simple, pure, honest. For millions who watched him grow up, that line felt like a curtain call for childhood itself, a gentle wave goodbye from Salem's youngest DiMERA to the world that raised him. Now comes the question haunting every Days of Our Lives fan: what happens to Thomas DiMERA once the cameras stop rolling? According to upcoming spoilers, Thomas's story isn't over yet. He'll continue to appear through late October, with key episodes on October 22nd and 31, fittingly, just before Halloween. A symbolic ending, as Salem's world grows darker. In these final episodes, Thomas finds an unexpected mentor in his new teacher, Jeremy Horton. Calm, intelligent, disarmingly kind, Jeremy becomes a guiding light for the young DiMERA, but Salem's history reminds us that even light can cast dangerous shadows. Is Jeremy's mentorship truly genuine, or could it be part of something deeper, perhaps even sinister? Some fans suspect he may be tied to one of Salem's rival families or harbor secrets of his own. Others believe Thomas's goodbye will be quiet, a boarding school departure, a family trip, maybe even a mysterious letter left behind. But this is Days of Our Lives. No exit is ever final. Because in Salem, people don't just leave, they transform. And one day, that little boy we watched grow up might return, older, stronger, and carrying the full weight of the DiMERA name. Beyond the DiMERA mansion, Carrie Christopher's real-life story is just as compelling as any Salem plotline. This young actor is stepping boldly into a new phase of his career, one that stretches far beyond daytime television. He's set to appear in HBO Max's Weapons, NBC's Chicago Med, and major adaptations like Spider Noir and Lanterns. Each role marks another milestone for a performer whose range and confidence have grown before our very eyes. But make no mistake, Days of Our Lives was his training ground. For 6 years, Carrie absorbed the craft from legends like Billy Flynn, Deidre Hall, and Lauren Koslow. He learned to cry on cue, to listen between lines, and to fill silence with meaning. He learned the art of emotion, something that can't be taught in any acting class. And though Hollywood awaits him with new lights and bigger sets, Carrie leaves behind something priceless: heart. Thomas DiMERA might be fictional, but the innocence, warmth, and curiosity Carrie brought to him were completely real. That's what makes this goodbye so personal for fans. We're not just losing a character. We're watching a young artist take flight, and realizing, maybe for the first time, just how bright his future truly is. Even as Thomas DiMERA takes his final bow, the DiMERA legacy continues to pulse through Salem like a living heartbeat, dark, proud, and unstoppable. Chad still walks the halls of that mansion haunted by memories, by the echo of laughter that once belonged to his son, and by the endless shadow of the DiMERA name. EJ, ever the strategist, hides his doubts behind a mask of confidence, unaware that his empire is beginning to fracture from within. And somewhere in the midst of it all, Jeremy Horton's quiet influence on Thomas may have sown seeds that will one day bloom into chaos. Maybe Thomas's departure isn't an ending, but a mirror, forcing Chad to confront what every DiMERA fears most: the loss of legacy. Because in Salem, power means nothing if love slips away. This farewell feels almost ritualistic, as if the DiMERA family must sacrifice one of its purest souls to evolve. It's painful, yes, but it's also poetic. Perhaps when Days of Our Lives looks back on this moment years from now, fans will remember it as the true beginning of a new generation, the moment innocence gave way to destiny. Thomas DiMERA may leave Salem today, but his name will never truly fade. So, what do you think, Days of Our Lives fans? Is this the final chapter for Thomas DiMERA, or merely the prologue to something extraordinary? Will the DiMERA mansion ever feel the same without that small, curious voice echoing through its marble halls? Carrie Christopher may be stepping into Hollywood's spotlight, but the heart he gave to Thomas remains forever etched into Salem's story. He reminded us that even in a world built on lies and betrayal, there's still room for purity, for hope. Because in Days of Our Lives, goodbyes are never endings. They're invitations to remember, to imagine, and to believe that one day, every beloved character will return when the time is right. Until then, we'll keep watching and waiting for the next heartbeat in Salem.